Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this awesome looking microphone. This is done by a company called Maono, and this is model DM30, and it is a programmable USB condenser microphone. I have to mention that it has LEDs in the bottom, and also it has a lot of little features. It will work on your Mac or on your Windows, and it does come with its own little app. And I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Make sure you click the notification, select all in order to get notified once we have a new video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out, Lisa. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. In here are all the components that are part of the box. It comes with this user manual. Now this is pretty thick, and it has a lot of information inside of it, been explained in different languages when you go inside of it, but it has a lot of pages. It talks about how this will work, how all the functions will be helping you out. So if you ever get stuck, this will be able to help you out. But when you look in the bottom, you have their technical support email address and also their website if you ever needed it. Now here's the best part. This wire is a little bit different than the other wires that I've seen. So one side you can see that it has the L shape for the USB Type-C connection, so you can connect it to the mic, which we will show you. But this side, it has two connections, and it looks like you gotta take it out, and this also going to be USB Type-C, just in case if your computer comes with a USB Type-C connection, you can connect it, except that it looks like it's really nice that they have created a little female portion of the USB Type-C, so you can connect it and it becomes a USB Type-A, and that way you will connect it to your computer. So it doesn't matter if you have the newer laptop or newer computer that doesn't have a USB Type-A connection, that we can connect it, or if you have an older one or you have a regular desktop you want to connect this to, will work perfectly with that. And here is the mic. This is how it really looks. It sits inside of a little plastic so it doesn't get scratched up or damaged. And once you take it out, it's already been assembled this way, so you do not have to take it apart. And now this is how it really looks. So you can take the base off, which this is how it's done. Takes a couple of seconds. And now you can connect this to your, if you have an arm for this, you can connect it there, and in that way you can make it so it will position down like this, and then we can use it. So this is the mic. It looks so cool. All right, before we hook it up to the base, it's very heavy, by the way. We just gonna put it right over here. The mic itself is really nicely done. I like their logo right on the side, so that we can also take this off. If you want to hook it up separately, you can do that too. Let's just take it all apart. There you go. And if you want to connect this directly to the arm, you can do that too if you have the proper connector for it. And you can see that this is really nicely done. And if you look on the mic itself, this is really positioned to be in the front, but here you go. This is the front part. This is the mic going all the way around. There's nothing here. Looking on the top, you have that little cut part. It's all plastic, but it looks really cool. And then going to the front, you also have their name written properly in the front. And now when you go to the actual knob part of it, that you can turn it up or turn it down, this is done properly too. So we will test that out in a couple of seconds. There is a little mic icon, so when you connect the mic to the computer, it will come on. And if you have a headset jack, which we're going to show in a couple of seconds where you have to connect it, that will be here too. So also for the gain and for the loss of the actual voice will be here too. This is the front portion for the mic itself. So if somebody's sitting in the back, it will sound very far, but when you're in the front, it will sound very perfect. Now going to the side, this is the part that you have to connect the connector itself, which we will do in a couple of seconds. Now we will go in the bottom part. You have more connectors. Number one is the power connector, a USB Type-C connection, and then you also have the light, so that way when you turn it on, these parts, these little cuts, are all going to be LED. Yes, you can control them on the computer, but this is how basically we'll turn it on. We will show that also in a couple of seconds. This is a headset jack, so you can connect your headphones to this, and before you even broadcast your voice, you can hear it back, so it will really help you out. And also this button is pressable. We will show you exactly exactly what you can do with that part. There's nothing in the back except some writings, and also have the serial number, the FCC information, where it's made, and also the model numbers written in the back, just in case if you ever forget which model this is. This looks really slick on how this is put together. So let's put it back right now, and we will try to connect it. So it will take a couple of seconds to connect it back. And there you go. So that part is connected. The base itself is really nice too. It is very heavy, by the way. And you have the connector part. And when you look on the bottom, you have these little rubber parts. So when you put it on the floor and you want to move it, it's a little hard to push back and forth. But again, with the weight, I don't think you will be able to push it that much, which is really cool. But still, for me, you still need to have a filter in the front to use it. But let's just connect everything together. So there you go. And now when you put it, it looks so cool. Now let's go ahead and connect it and test it out. All right, so now we're connected to the computer, and let's go through and get the actual app first that is part of this. And we have to go to maono.com. So once you are in the actual page, and here you go, this is the one. And yes, they also got an innovation award from the CES 2023 for this mic itself. It's a beautiful mic, by the way. It does come with 4 different colors. So let's go through and get the app first. So we have to go to support, and then we have to go to download link. If you scroll down, here is the DM30 for Windows, and here's the Mac version. So the one I'm going to download is the Windows version. And while it's downloading, I have to mention that this is not really mandatory for you to get, because if you are using something like what I'm doing is using OBS, there's a lot of filters that is part of this. But I already installed it, as you can see. But I'm just going to install the actual app, which is right over here. So it is a zip file, and you have to just double click on the executable, and you got to say to run it. You have to install it. So once it's finished, it will load. And here you go. Once it starts connecting, you can see the bar is, so there's a lot of options here for the gain. Also, it's about 92%. You can bring it down, and you can see that green bar is just, now I have to mention that there are some little parts that we have to make sure that we play with, that this is really working or it doesn't work. Right now, we're using our Snow Blue mic to record it till now, so we will switch it into Maono DM30 in order to see exactly how it will sound. So first thing first, we will turn on our camera. Now we're gonna start recording, so we have to match this part, and then we will switch from the Snow Blue 30. So I know it sounded a little bit far, but I have to mention that the voice is not coming from the back, it has to be from the front. And now we're going to play with the actual app on the screen. So we're going to put the screen on a side, so this way we can also show the mic on the side of it. So here you go. This is how it really going to play. Is number one, we're going to go into standard, and this is how sensitivity will work. So I am just going to, so by default it always sits on 92, and this is how it will sound really good. And now we will switch it a little bit to 100, and this is, it really gets to that little part that it sounds like now we're in a room. It sounds very good, by the way. This part is for the actual headphones, so we're not going to play with that. But now if we go down for the actual RGB, you can see that when I turn it off, it totally turned off. Now if I have to flip a little bit more so you can see it, now when I turn it back on, there you go, it turned on. Now if I have to change the colors, it easily just changes the colors for you to the one that you're selecting on the screen. Now you do not really need that, because there is a button right underneath of the actual mic that you can play with, so that way that will really work for you. Now that's not the only thing. You can go to all of these colors, or you can put it on the RGB, so this way it's just going to look like it is running, which looks really slick in the way that it is set up. So we will leave it there. Now what the next step will be is the actual mic. Now this is really cool, because if you go to advanced, here's where you can actually play with. So that was on 100, it will stay the same. Headphone is going to be there, but now the quality is really straight. Now if I have to change the quality to high pass filter, this is how it sounds. Now if I have to change it to the % boost, here you go, this is how it really sounds. If I have to change it to the high pitch, here you go, this is how it really sounds. Again, this is really cool. It's called HPF, and it really sounds really cool the way that this is really picking up. Now there are some parts that you can play with underneath, which is not really mandatory for you to go there, and these are really cool because there's a compressor and there's a limiter, but this is not what we are going to do. So the next thing we will do is we're going to test this out with our OBS, which is right over here. So this is going to be really cool because I'm going to bring it up here too, so that way we can see our mic still on the side. And here you go. So this is how it is. Now when you select it, you have some filters. You can select and you can put filters here, and this way you can also bring up your gains and make sure that this part does not hit the red. So make sure they are about yellow. There you go. So this is loud enough for you to play with, but we're going to leave it right now around here, so this way we can do some testing. Now in front of it you have a button. If I have to press this, it will go mute. Now when I press it back, there you go, it came back. So that means it is not really mute. If I have to, you saw that this bar just went down all the way in the bottom. That means is that it was really mute. I really like that, how this is set up, but that's not what we are here for. So now the sensitivity part, if I have to go all the way in the bottom, this is how it will sound. And when you want to make it louder, this is really cool. This really works for the headphones when I was testing it out, not for the actual mic, because the mic is also really sensitive. So if I have to tap, you can hear it is so loud. But if I have to put it in the bottom, at the back, it does not really work. Now if I have to switch, this is the front part that we are talking to right now. If I have to flip it in the back, there you go. This is how it sounds from the back. So right now we're from the back and you can see. So this is how it sounds from the back. Again, it's not bad, but it sounds like we're really far. If I have to switch it back to the front, oh my God, this sounds so much better. So really mandatory for you to get an app called OBS for your podcast and everything. It will really work for you perfectly, except that if you have to play with it in front of the computer and you want to show your audience the really cool LED, this will really works for you too. I know that you're going to like it when you start playing with this mic itself. It's very good. It is just a front portal that will work for you. So if you have people sitting around, it is not really going to work. Unless you want to hook this up to an arm, it would work really good too, but you still need to have a little filter in the front. I believe that will really help you out big time. But this was our test for this mic. Now this was our take. All the links will be available in the bottom. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment in the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, also Rumble, and our own website. And thank you.